Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's time for another edition of Big Beefy E's Boston Ballers Beat, where we talk Boston sports as highlights from the Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, and New England Patriots, acquisitions or trades or call-ups or whatever it has to do with Boston sports or sports all over the country. And now here is the man that will bring you the sports reports himself, the master of sports shenanigans, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima's Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2485. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 episodes away from 2,500 episodes. And I figured I would get this out of the way because it is... I figured I'd wear my gear here because to talk about the 17th edition of Big Beefy E's Boston Ballers Beat. I talk about everything in Boston sports and what's going on in sports, in the sports world, and everything else in between as far as sports is concerned. Let's talk about the Red Sox. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Sox, you know, I'll be totally honest, I never expected them to do a whole lot this season. And that was when the season first began, the Red Sox... I expected somebody, because I expected Baltimore, the way they performed past couple seasons, I would think they would be right in the thick of things for the playoff race. The Yankees and the Blue Jays. I thought those three teams would have it. I know the Red Sox and Rays. I thought the Rays are going to struggle because of the fact they don't have their actual home ballpark, and that's a Tropicana Field because of the hurricanes and stuff, and it will take a lot of money to repair and everything else. So, you know, Tampa Bay without a home. I expected Oakland to struggle because they're without an actual home for the time being. But however, this season for the Red Sox, I was totally wrong because you would think that in the beginning though the Red Sox were kind of struggling, and when Rafael Devers was playing at the time, you know, he was struggling too offensively because the Red Sox acquired Alex Bregman via free agency, and Rafael Devers was not too pleased about that. And Red Sox needed a little bit more offense and somebody who can hit and field. And Rafael Devers has been is not a great defender. I think Rafael Devers needs to understand too that his defense was very suspect at the time. So he says, "Fine, I'll DH." And after all that, he went in there in the season kicking and screaming, and everybody knows the Red Sox nation wants him. But, like I said, ever since the Red Sox traded Devers, it seems like they've gotten better. And better and better. And you bring up Roman Anthony, you bring up Marcelo Meyer, you bring up all the young kids. They just recently brought up Johnston. I can't pronounce the guy's first name, even try. John Stickson. John Stickson Garcia. I think it's John Stickson, I think. Garcia. They just recently called him up, a.k.a. the Password. And I got to tell you, all these young prospects have been coming up. One of the best farm systems ever for the Red Sox. And Roman Anthony, you put him in that leadoff spot. The dude is cold. The dude has got ice in his veins. I mean, let's talk about this series against this year. I did not expect the Red Sox to dominate the Yankees like in this fashion. I mean, they lost the first game of the season against the Yankees and then won 8 straight against them. And they have an opportunity to win 9 straight tonight. And you call up Roman Anthony, the dude has got to be well on his way to be Rookie of the Year. Because the dude's been hitting the cover off the ball. He's getting clutch hits when needed. I mean, and it totally amazes me that this is it's happening at a great pace too. Now the Red Sox are in second place. They're ahead in the wild card race. They're behind Toronto. If the Red Sox keep, I told my apostle this at my church. One of the apostles in my church, Apostle Tony, who's been watching the game. I said to him, if the Red Sox keep this up, could make the final week of the regular season very interesting because Toronto Red Sox not playing against them until the final week of the regular season. Let me. I gotta check the. I gotta check the. I got the Red Sox schedule hanging in the fridge. Hold up. All right. See, I got the Red Sox schedule right over here. I don't even want to take a look. You can't read it. Let me. All right, we're in August right now. We got the Yankees for a 4-game series. You got Baltimore for a 4-game series. And then we're coming back to Fenway for a 6-game series to end August. We got the weekend series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then you got the Cleveland Guardians rolling into town. And then we're going back out, and Red Sox are going back out west against the Diamondbacks and the A's. And then the Yankees and the A's coming in September. Tampa Bay for a weekend series. I know we're ending the season, and Detroit at home, but the last 3 games, the 3 games beforehand in September, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Those 3 dates are going to be very, very important because the Red Sox are playing Toronto, and it's getting at the point where that series could be very crucial when it comes to the AL East title. So, what can the Red Sox do? I mean, you think about it. And I think also the big acquisition is Nathaniel Lowe, who played on a championship team recently with the Texas Rangers, won a World Series championship teams in 2022, I believe. But if you think, or 2023, I believe that Nathaniel Lowe could be the main key, the main acquisition. They didn't do anything in the offseason, and they didn't do anything in the trade deadline. Everybody's complaining about that. And they kind of waited. Nathaniel Lowe was released by Washington. Sox scooped him up, picked him up, and boom, he's in the hunt. He's in our playoff hunt. And it's unbelievable. And he's been hitting the ball out. But Roman Anthony, I call him the Boss Sox tribal chief, and I acknowledge him. So I'm putting up the one for Roman, putting the one finger for Roman Anthony. The dude can hit the ball. I mean, I think the score was basically 4-3. The Red Sox were leading this. I think it was this past Thursday. The Red Sox were leading 4-3. This is Fox, all right. This is Fox, mind you. All right. Red Sox leading 4-3 over the Yankees. Top of the ninth, Roman Anthony hits a moon upper deck shot, 2-run shot. Red Sox end up winning that. And then Friday, Brian Bayo went 7 shutout innings. I mean, and there was a rally squirrel on top of everything else that would happen this past. I think it was either Friday night. I think it was Friday night or Thursday or Friday night. There was a rally squirrel. Okay, no, it was Friday. It was Friday night. A rally squirrel, and Red Sox ended up winning that game 1-0. And then yesterday, Red Sox off to a hot start, and the Red Sox gave up the 1 run. Giancarlo Stanton. They go into the 9th inning, top of the 9th inning, leading 5-1. You think that the Red Sox could shut if the Yankees could shut down the Red Sox here, they could have a pretty good chance. But the Red Sox, all of a sudden, base hits. Freaking Anthony Volpe airmails a ball. Here comes a few more runs in. It's like 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 9-1. And then the 10th run came on a balk. 2 runners at the corners. Here's the deal. Now, usually, when you're checking on the runner at first base, the first baseman's got to be next to that runner. Usually is. And that way, and the pitcher throws it to the first baseman who was never on the bag in the first place. Umpire called that a balk. The run scores. David Hamilton goes over to second base. But then Carlos Narvaez, the former Yankee with the Red Sox, hits a 2-run shot to make it a laugher. 12-1 last night. So basically, what we're looking at is 19-5 this series so far. And the Red Sox, like I said, dominated this series 8-1. They won the season series. I mean, there's only 3 more games against the Yankees, and that's at Fenway Park. And, interesting. They have September 11th off. It'll be 24 years since that whole tragic day happened. Just realized that. Well, like I said, you got Cleveland. All right, after the series in Baltimore, you got Yeah, so it's 4, 8, 11. Yeah, 14 straight games. You got 8 on the road and 6 at Fenway Park, and then you get Thursday off, and then you, like I said, Arizona, Oakland. That's a 6-game road trip, and then you get a 6-game homestand between the Yankees and the Athletics, and then you got the Rays, 19, 20, and 21. That could be a huge series. And then, like I said, 23rd to 25th of September, Toronto, and then Detroit to finish up. You know, we got 3 more games left in Fenway Park. The last homestand, last 3 games of the season will be against the Detroit Tigers, who've been very, very hot right now, and that could be a very crucial series too for the Red Sox. So anything is possible at this rate in time. You know what I mean? It's totally insane. So what I think about the Red Sox season, I think if the Red Sox can keep up winning, this is going to be a tough, like I said, tough go. Baltimore's been tough on Boston. You know, Arizona, you know, Cleveland's going to be always been a tough team. You know, Oakland's been hot, so we got to deal with Oakland. You know, right now, Oakland's been tough. So Tampa Bay's always been tough. Toronto's been always tough, and in Detroit, we'll see what happens. So we got the 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. They could play spoiler. Who knows? This is the final week of August, and then we go into September. Red Sox are going to have to work their butts off to get wins and to get some major wins, get a major winning streak going. If you get a major winning streak going, like they did before the All-Star break, I think the Red Sox can have a chance, and that could make September 23rd, 24th, and 25th against Toronto up there in Rogers Center very interesting, to say the least. So that's going to be an interesting situation in itself. So we'll find out what will go on there. Now, as far as the New England Patriots, as you know, the first game will be September 7th against the Raiders. So that's going to be a huge deal there. So they only played 3 games for the preseason. They only lost, you know, they're only 2-1 because they lost the last game 42-10 against the New York Giants in the preseason game. So once they whittle down their roster, they can get ready to get ready for some football. And I expect the Patriots to be a menace in the AFC East like they have been in the past, but I don't know if they're going to surpass either Buffalo or Miami for the AFC East title. But we'll find out for sure what the story is. I know Mike Vrabel, the new coach, will be ready to go, and we'll be excited about it. We'll see what happens there. So that is all the time that we have on this episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 2485. Big Beefy E's Boston Ballers Beat, episode 17. And like I said, I'm going to try to get to 2,500 episodes before my sabbatical from the Raw Live Reactions, Rant and Rave, and Chillin' with Jordy is up. That will be happening. That'll be at the end of this month, which is next week. Then you got a lot of stuff happening in it. Like I said, my goal is either that or the 3rd anniversary of this show. As you know, that's coming up in September, so we'll be having a lot of fun there. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.